Naruto dying sends Sasuke to prison over the Sage of Six Paths. Yes, people, Sasuke's story is here. Chapter 1 of Naruto's spin-off series, Naruto, Sasuke's Story, the Uchiha and the Heavenly Stardust. A new manga that is set around the time period of the Boruto series, where essentially Sasuke is on his own, and the star of this one, there is no Boruto, there was no next generation. It is straight up Sasuke on his Batman-ish. Subscribe and hit that bell to get all notifications. I talk about all sorts of anime and manga here. And I gotta say, hands down, that first chapter off rip, 53 pages. Kimura Shingo, the artist of this manga, straight up and down outdid the art of majority of the Boruto chapters of the Boruto manga. The art, I mean, for crying out loud, there's a double spread in there. So, hey, he's already winning. There's a double spread, and the art looks way more similar to Masashi Kishimoto's art. It's not identical, but it's definitely way more similar than anything that Boruto has delivered, but even more so the contents of it, because it is adapted from the original novel, Sasuke Retsuden, and hands down, this first chapter, baby, this first chapter was lit, because we start off with some colored cover pages for the chapter, where pretty much Naruto is in absolute agony. He is suffering, and he's speaking to Sasuke, and he's telling him to wait a second. You're not saying that you're going over there. You're heading off to Redaku, and pretty much Sasuke doesn't say anything. He just dips out. He's a man of very short words, so it's honestly an interesting thing to think about of how can Sasuke hold down a manga, considering, you know, he's the Sasuke, the quiet type, the one that doesn't speak much but is epic as hell. And it seems as though, at the very least for this first chapter, it works very well, because you can assume that whatever's happening with Naruto is the reasoning behind Sasuke leaving the village, because again, he's in pain, and if you know anything about Sasuke Retsuden, then you know that things is very real, and this is a dire situation. And then we get that colored cover page of Sasuke and a whole bunch of different characters, and it looks like at the very least we're in store for some big baddies. And immediately jumping into it, you would think, okay, it's gonna have a little bit of setup, because we just had that big insane beginning where Naruto is in pain and Sasuke is leaving the village, but it starts off straight away with a lady saying Sage of Six Paths, where pretty much Sasuke is in some sort of small village in the middle of nowhere, asking and inquiring about the Sage of Six Paths, which if you want to start off a Sasuke manga, or you want to start off any Naruto spinoff, that's the way you do it, baby. Off rip, first few pages, Naruto is going through some major ordeal, Sasuke leaving the village, and then he's questioning about the Sage of Six Paths, like, what the hell is going on? He's asking if the Sage of Six Paths has ever come across or came to this village, to this older lady, which it would make sense if you're gonna ask anybody. The Sage of Six Paths was a long time ago. Somebody that's very older would probably know a thing or two, or will remember a story, or, you know, just something. So Sasuke off rip showing just that, yeah, he's a smart dude. He's not gonna ask like some run-of-the-mill person. He's gonna go straight for the elderly. However, it seems most people are unfamiliar with the Sage of Six Paths or anything to do with that. In fact, later on in the chapter, they're surprised to see ninjutsu, as if like, whoa, what's happening here? So you can definitely tell that this is a village in the middle of nowhere. However, as he's speaking to that shopkeeper, some girl named Lila overhears the situation and basically comes to saying, hey, I heard a thing or two about that old creepy dude, because apparently her mom is a shopkeeper, and she's heard from time to time her mom reference the Sage of Six Paths. So that's the first clue that Sasuke got, and he got to follow up. However, immediately after going to check out the mom, apparently she's been robbed by some bandits, and we see something that pretty much the Boruto manga has made most people forget, and that's just how epic and how insanely strong Sasuke Uchiha is. Maybe you could argue was, because, you know, Renegon, because he makes light work of the bandits, quickly using his Renegon to substitute their freaking captor, the watermelon in their hands. Like, he pretty much does them dirty, Dr. Seuss, so to speak, because first he replaces the objects in their hands, the things that they stole, and immediately goes after them, and then they try to use a hostage, and he's like, try again, fam. And then on top of that, he uses Renegon, and then uses Sharingan to put one of the people that coincidentally look a little bit like Naruto sans the whiskers into a genjutsu. And I was just there reminded of, wow, I forgot, Sasuke was actually really, really freaking strong. And I don't know exactly when this story takes place within the Boruto realm. We know at the very least that Sasuke already has Sarada. She's already around the age of being a shinobi. He's with Sakura, so you can argue it's anywhere from early Boruto to later on, because Sarada doesn't look too young, so I'd imagine she's already become a full-fledged shinobi. So we kind of can get an idea of where this takes place, but again, aside from small references here or there, in particular that reference, there's not much mentions of the next generation. So if you're coming into this manga and you're like, I don't want Boruto, please, no more, I can assure you that aside from Sasuke saying, hey, I have a daughter, hey, I have a wife, well, I don't care about mentions of Sakura. I actually prefer them and I welcome them. But my point being is that you do not need to worry about being bombarded by the next generation because they're nowhere in sight. Because following saving the woman that was being robbed, the woman named Kale immediately asked Sasuke, hey, can you marry my daughter Lila? Like that would be great. To which of course Sasuke says, sorry, I already have a daughter and a wife. And we see again Sarada and Sakura, and I'm like, dog, I wouldn't even mind both of them being in there. Sarada's the one of the next generation that I wouldn't be too mad at her being involved in the manga, but I can assure you, based off the contents of this manga, we're probably not going to see Sarada. Sakura maybe, I don't know, but definitely no Sarada because it gets darker. Because then we cut back to Shikamaru and Naruto. Shikamaru is carrying Naruto, and Naruto is apparently having spasms and having them sooner and sooner. Pretty much he is very sick. He is dying, essentially. Like, he looks like he's never been before. Like, even during Barya mode, everything, like, Naruto never looked this bad. He kind of reminds me in a way of Dragon Ball Z when Goku got the vital heart disease and he was dying and stuff like that. Like, this is what it reminds me of. And something interesting to note is that Shikamaru says, don't worry, we got Master Kakashi and Sasuke, and they probably already went to Redaku, which means that Kakashi is also going to be involved in this, which you already picked one badass. You got Sasuke, and then on top of that, you're going to add Kakashi to this whole situation. Then again, it's Sasuke's story, and Kakashi is a pivotal sensei in Sasuke's world, so I would love to see the two of them team up. Let's go! Cutting back to Sasuke speaking with the shopkeeper, apparently the Sage of Six Paths had the same or similar illness to Naruto, which is why Sasuke is looking for information over here, because if he could find out what cured the Sage of Six Paths, then he could probably cure Naruto. To which the woman, as she's overlooking all of her stuff, because again she says she has a book about basically the Sage of Six Paths and she can't find it, and she's like, man, I could have sworn there was a book about the Tatar Observatory and the Sage of Six Paths. And he's like, wait a minute, say that again? Because those bandits that Sasuke roped up just shortly before basically were going towards that observatory, and Sasuke's like, bada bing, bada boom, bada bam, kawinka dinkily, we're going to find it. Because pretty much if that observatory is where the Sage of Six Paths was, then more than likely that means that he can get some answers to Naruto's illness, which also makes me think, because you gotta remember, Sage of Six Paths, he was very freaking old. This was like, I don't even know how long ago that he lived. Was it 100 years ago? Was it more? But essentially it makes me think like, okay, at that observatory, was the Sage of Six Paths there at the prison? Like at one given point, was the Sage of Six Paths locked up, they won't let him out? Or was it that he was just on that land? Because how long has this prison been standing for Sasuke to be able to get any sort of answers regarding the Sage of Six Paths in there, unless again it's within that land, that plot of land that the prison is actually standing on? Because shortly thereafter, Sasuke goes to prison, which is quite the thing to say the least, because now he's the third person in the Naruto / Boruto universe to go to prison, although he went before. Technically he wasn't in prison, he was just locked up and confined with a blindfold and all sorts of stuff at the end of Shippuden. But essentially, first Naruto in the Blood Prison movie, then we saw Boruto and Mitsuki go to prison in the Boruto anime, and there might have been more, to be honest with you, in between of like the major good guys, so to speak. But Sasuke voluntarily goes to prison to try and gather intel, and now that I think about it, I wouldn't be surprised if that Boruto Mitsuki arc in prison was inspired by this novel, to be honest. Like, hey, Sasuke goes to prison, Boruto's gonna go too, which gotta make you think. Side note, Boruto might go, rogue if he's following his sensei's footsteps, damn near even going to prison. But as Sasuke is in this prison, apparently dudes think they trying to test him. They think they in prison song, trying to throw a fork at him. And fam, he got Sharingan, he got Rinnegan. What do you think you're doing? This isn't the Boruto story. This isn't where Sasuke is nerfed to hell and he can't even freaking take a dump without being out of chakra. This is a different tale, to say the least, because again, Sasuke whips everyone's ass in the auditorium, knocking them all down, and I'm like, That's the type of shit I want to see, baby. Let's go. Although, to be fair, Sasuke hasn't been challenged yet. It is chapter 1, so you got to keep that in mind. But nobody so far, between the thieves, between anybody in this prison, like, ain't nobody throwing a challenge up against Sasuke. And after that prison brawl, we're introduced to the warden, Zanzul, and pretty much he forgives Sasuke, although you could clearly see in every freaking face, and I believe he was in the covered colored art of the chapter itself, he looks like he's shady. He forgives Sasuke. He's like, hey, you know, he's new, and hey, these guys started it to begin with, so let's give him a pass. But hey, don't think that this is going to happen all the time. I'm just giving you a free pass. Like, there's something shady about you already, fam. We could definitely tell. This ain't no red herring. At the end of the day, majority of the times, especially in anime and manga, the prison wardens are usually some really bad dudes, or oftentimes the ultimate villain of the whole situation. Shortly thereafter, one of the bandits that Sasuke had initially roped up and sent to this prison to begin with tries to offer Sasuke a proposition like, hey, dog, how about we go and try and break out of here? Not realizing, dog, Sasuke broke in here. Like, he's not supposed to be here to begin with, and Sasuke's like, I'm good, fam. Like, you do you, dog. Again, this ain't prison song. I'm on a different type of mission, you know what I'm saying? And if you try creeping up into my bunk in the nighttime, I'm gonna hit you with that get out of my fucking face no jutsu, fam. I like how they used the opportunity to make that character. He looks kind of similar to, again, Naruto. He has like a scar, so he's not identical with whiskers or whatnot, but it definitely reminded me in a way artistically of Naruto's features, and Sasuke still said, nah, fam, I got the real Naruto to worry about, alright? Although the bandit did foreshadow something that was quickly revealed after. He basically says, hey, dog, this is our one opportunity. It is foggy outside. This is the perfect opportunity to slip through Menno. And immediately I'm thinking like, oh, it's gonna be something small. Okay, like small time thing. We're gonna slip through something small. Bet. Next day we get a double spread, which I gotta keep on referencing. Dog, Ikamoto, take notes. Kimura Shingo right now is snapping at that art, baby. Because we see what looks like a velociraptor, I don't know what you call them, but a dinosaur feeding on the guts of that prisoner that tried to escape. And again, an epic and glorious double spread page, and I'm like, oh, we may have bit off something more than we can chew with breaking into this prison, because there's a dinosaur there. And apparently in the Naruto original manga, dinosaurs were also showcased at one given point. Like, was it in the Kimimaru battle? I can't recall, but pretty much there was dinosaur bones that have been shown. So this isn't completely out the norm. I know you're probably a little bit in awe, like, wait a minute, dinosaurs, what the hell are we doing here? Is this Dragon Ball Z where dinosaurs and technology coexist? Like, it's kind of been foreshadowed before, very lightly, in Naruto. And I mean, at the end of the day, Naruto is a soft Dragon Ball Z in terms of like, yeah, we got headsets, but then we're living in huts and shit. Pretty much they say that, hey, that's why they leave the prison free and open and stuff like that, because ain't nobody escaping from this dinosaur, Menno. Although technically, like, if, I don't know, 10 people ran, if one person went out the front entrance and one person went out the back entrance and so on and so forth, wouldn't they be able to escape? I mean, how fast is this dinosaur? Like, kind of makes you wonder. And the chapter ends off with Sasuke saying, yo, dog, I came here for information, but this prison got some dark truths. And it leaves off there, and I am gonna lie, I absolutely enjoyed the crap out of this first chapter. This, take notes. Again, Boruto, yeah, I tried to do a prison arc with Boruto and Mitsuki. Take notes. This is how you start it off. This is how you do things. You got Naruto there dying of an illness. You got Sasuke immediately leaving the village. You got him asking, questioning about the Sage of Six Paths. You got him using his Rinnegan and Sharingan abilities to their full capability. You got freaking epic double spread pages. You got just, come on, dog. And that was 53 pages, and this is a bi-weekly manga. Absolute greatness. Sasuke's story, Sasuke Retsuden, the Uchiha and the Heavenly Stardust. First chapter off to a great start. It looks like Kimura Shingo is snapping, and a big part of me wonders if this was originally supposed to be what they were going to do following Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Maybe they had a couple of ideas in the air. They were like, well, do we want to go in the direction of Boruto? Maybe we want to do a Sasuke manga. And ultimately they were like, let's probably go with Boruto because the movie sold so freaking well. But they kept this idea in the tuck, eventually did a novel, realized, hey, Boruto sales aren't doing fantastic by any means. Let's go back to that Sasuke novel, make a manga, and see what people think. So I highly encourage you to support this, read this. It's great, it's awesome, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. This is going to be a bi-weekly serialization, and I don't know how many volumes it'll be, maybe 2 or 3, but I'm here for the ride, baby. I ain't gonna lie, when I ask you guys what you think, where is this all gonna go? What's happening here? What's going on with this prison? Do you trust Zanzul? And where do you think it's all gonna go moving forward? That's all I have for this one. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Subscribe and hit that bell to get all notifications.